Hello, I'd like to talk about a new policy that was announced on Inc. magazine that was made by Amazon. And according to Inc. magazine, it's pure genius. Now I'm going to share it with you. It's right here. Under the new policy, when customers file valid claims of $1,000 or less for property damage or personal injury because of defective products from Amazon Marketplace sellers, the company will pay those claims directly. Even better for the small businesses that do business on Amazon, the company will not seek reimbursement for those under $1,000 claims from sellers who abide by its policies and have insurance. And blah, 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 blah. Amazon says that 80% of claims are less than $1,000. Okay, now let's look at a couple things here. Is this really genius? Have you ever purchased something from Amazon and it was defective? Okay, so I don't know what percentage of people have, but this is only about property damage or personal injury. Okay? So you have to experience property damage or personal injury because of the product. If the product is just defective, according to this article, the policy is not going to cover it. So let's just take a look here for a second. Now, later in the article from Inc., okay, here's Amazon's website. We are extending our A to Z guarantee to protect customers in the unlikely event a defective product sold through Amazon causes property damage or personal injury, regardless of who sells it. Okay, so again, you have to experience property damage or personal injury in order to benefit from this new policy. Okay? And then a lot of people, I would assume, receive a defective product, but do not experience any damage when they just return it because they noticed that it's defective. So those people don't have any benefit, or so to speak, from this. But really, this doesn't benefit customers. This really benefits sellers, because again, if this is done, the customer gets their claim filled by Amazon, which is nice because it's probably going to be faster, I guess. I would assume anyways. But Amazon doesn't ask any money from the seller as long as it's less than $1,000. Okay, right? Get that? And here it says, Amazon may step in to pay claims for higher amounts if the seller is unresponsive or rejects a claim we believe to be valid. And there's also insurance. Oh, and by the way, this only applies to sellers who are abiding by Amazon's policies for insurance and stuff. They also have an Amazon Insurance Accelerator to help sellers buy insurance from trusted providers at competitive rates. And then they've got all this other stuff here. If you want to know more about this, you can search for it or just type in aboutamazon.com/news/how Amazon works with dashes between, and then /new, and then dashes between every word. A to Z guarantee better protects Amazon customers and sellers, ? Oh, you don't need that last part with the question mark. That's just a referral. Okay, so the thing that A to Z is saying is so great about this is that it's going to relieve compliant sellers with the burden of having to handle these small claims, and that means that a lot of sellers are going to save themselves some money because Amazon is going to be covering their butts. So it helps customers trust the Amazon Marketplace. This is where I'm going to immediately and loudly disagree with Inc. Okay, here's the thing. If just taking the position of a fraudulent seller, okay, or a seller who is interested in getting money by selling factory seconds or defective products that are going to be thrown away. I mean, for example, I work at a Oster, and I don't work at Oster. I have nothing to do with Oster. I'm just using them as a random example. Say I work at Oster, and I'm responsible for rejecting defective blenders, okay? And somehow I am able to remove those blenders from the Oster factory without Oster knowing about it. And then I go on Amazon and I sell them as, well, I could sell them as secondhand even. But if they're in a box, I could sell them as new blenders, right? Now, if that product is defective and I know it's defective and I know why it's defective, it's not going to sell for $1,000 or more, right? It's going to sell for less than that. But when the customer gets hurt by it, when the customer returns it because it's defect, because of personal injury or property damage, I'm not going to be liable for it. So I get free defective blenders, all right? I sell them, they get returned as defective, and Amazon foots the bill. I'm making money and I'm losing nothing. I have no or little overhead on this venture. Okay, that's just one example of what a criminal might do. Okay, and I'm defining people who do this kind of things as criminal because by the law they would be criminal, especially if they knowingly sell products that would be dangerous if defective. Like I don't know if a blender could ever be dangerously defective, but I'm assuming that could happen.
Well, what if?
So, again, nothing against Oster. I like Oster. I don't have a problem with them. I just used the name because it popped into my head because I have an Oster. So, this actually gives a third-party seller the opportunity to deliberately unload bad products on Amazon and let Amazon foot the bill as long as it fits this description of how Amazon what Amazon is going to cover. So that's not a good deal actually for customers, because if sellers flock to Amazon with the knowledge that they can defraud Amazon and they comply with all of Amazon's requirements, then that's going to just make fewer customers trust Amazon. I think that Amazon should be coming after the third-party sellers every time there is a problem with a product. Okay, so yes, it could keep Amazon out of legal trouble, except for the fact that potentially more sellers of defective products might choose Amazon to sell on. It's good for the bottom line. I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. It's a competitive advantage. It'll get more sellers to Amazon, potentially. But again, if it gets more criminal sellers to Amazon, it's going to be a competitive disadvantage. So yeah, I think that the writer at Minda Zetlin, I'm sorry, and I mean nothing personal about this Minda, but I think that you have looked at this from a far too rosy position, a far too positive position, and I think you should rethink your article. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.